You may have heard this from an aging family member or friend before. I don't need help, or I can pay for it myself. Those responses can mask real concerns and can be worrying when you see they're struggling. Sam, where does this rejection often come from?
So we're talking about a generation that was raised up to believe that help is weakness. If I need help, I'm too weak, I'm too incapable. And so reaching out for help is not, it's not almost in the DNA. And then you also, a lot of our people, they were let down so frequently when they did ask for help that they just learned to do everything themselves. So you have to realize as family members that sometimes no isn't no, it's I'm scared. And our job is to make help feel like it's safe and that it's acceptable and it's okay to need assistance. We all need help. There's not any human being that doesn't need someone else. You need definitely more than most. But there's not any one of us that doesn't need somebody. But when help comes around and it steals from you, then it's not really help. And that's unfortunately, our families come in a lot of times like they're the cavalry and they're the knight in shining armor and I'm gonna come in and save the day. And all of a sudden, I just needed help getting the trash cans to the curb and now you're not letting me pay my bills and you're not letting me do this and you're not letting me do that. So you
it's a total loss. You
yeah.
feel like you've lost everything. You're losing autonomy, you're losing yourself and all that. And so I think it's really that, it's not that they don't want the help, but sometimes they're ashamed. You know, imagine now I have to have my children who I was able to take care of, they're coming to help me. You can feel ashamed and all that. And a lot of people feel that you're weak. You know, if you need help, it's weak. So I think a lot of that is going on. And then it's some, you know, this is a brain disease as well too. If there's cognitive issues and cognitive decline, if we have the start of dementia, you know, that's where it hits in that temporal lobe that's telling us to help us to remember, to orient ourselves, and to know where we are in time. And if you start to have a damage there, then you don't recognize that you have an issue, that you know, so you don't see yourself as needing help.
What I think about is just the grief. Like denial is a stage of grief, and that you're grieving a loss, that you can do things on your own and that you need help. So processing that grief and getting out of denial is often helpful. And the other thing is I don't want a stranger in my house.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want a stranger in my house. I want the house to myself.
Right. And that's really hard to deal with. And so sometimes using some leverage, like Mom and Dad, the doctor said that we need to have a certain number of hours for home care, a certain number for home health. And a big thing about that pushback is the more you push, the more they're gonna push back. Because it feels like I'm being managed, I'm being controlled. I wanna be in control of my own life.
So you just have to present it to them as choices.
Yeah, so I do this. I tell everybody, take it one step at a time. You want one task. Hey, Mom, we need to get a housekeeper in. Can we get a housekeeper in one day, just one day a week for a short period of time? Tuesday work? What about Thursday? So let choices happen.
Because people fear losing control more than they fear the actual problem.